only see black when you close your eyes. Sorry, I don't know how to help you. But if you can close your eyes and see things, I'm going to ask you to do that. So this probably is not something that you want to do while you're eating. So let's just try this. So I want you to imagine right now your death. So you have left this life. And the time to respond to all that God has done is over. And you're in line. And in a way that's unlike anything you've ever experienced before, you're experiencing a sense of awe and terror in the true sense of that word, just like a holy fear, in awareness that you are about to stand face to face in front of God. And the line continues to get shorter. And as the line gets shorter, you become more and more apprehensive and anxious and overcome with awe. And finally, there's just one person in front of you. And then that person's gone, and your name is called. And the Lord looks at you. And as he looks at you, he breaks into a smile. And he says to you, "Well done, good and faithful servant. I am so pleased with you. Wait till you see what I have been preparing from the foundation of the world, just for you." And at that moment, you realize that you have stood face to face in front of God, and that you have not simply been an object of his pity or his tolerance, but of his delight and of his love. And he lit up over your name. And you realize life has been a success. It was all worth it. Whatever decisions you had to make, whatever things you had to forbear, everything was worth it. You've won the prize. You're in God's Hall of Fame, the only thing that matters. You are enrolled with the saints, and the angels rejoice to see you. And all the men and women down through the ages who've lived great lives wait to embrace you. Just sit with how you feel for a minute. Now imagine the same line. And you've died. And the time for making decisions is over. And you are overcome again with awe and terror. And extraordinary sadness. And deep shame. And remorse. And sorrow. And the line gets shorter. And there's just one person ahead of you, and then that person's gone. And then it's just you face to face before the King. And he looks at you, and his face is downcast. And he's tearful. And he says, "Depart from me into the fire prepared for the devil and his angels." And he leaves. And suddenly you're all alone. And no matter what it is that you've accomplished in this life, you realize in a blinding flash that life was a failure. That the only thing that mattered wasn't chosen. That you kept thinking there would be time. But time ran out. And then suddenly you recognize that you're not alone. There's someone else there. And he's laughing. And he's laughing at you. And he says, "You foolish man or woman. You kept thinking that there'd be time, that it didn't matter how you lived. That heaven was automatic. Welcome to eternal frustration and loneliness and sadness. And now sit with how you feel with that. And think right now, what do I need to do to make sure that I don't hear the second and I do hear the first? What decisions do I need to make? What things do I need to change? And find a way to remind yourself that whatever it is that you need to make, whatever decisions and whatever you might need to change, it's worth it. You can open your eyes.